Thomas, and again, I was saying I'm going to butcher these names, man, but let's go on to Thomas Sulkoske. I think that's right. I think that's right. And this is only a YouTube link, so I'm not sure if this is going to be a real, like a page or what. We're going to find out. We're going to find out right now. Let's see. Is there more information? There isn't any information. There's none. Okay, well let's have a go. You got it. Congrats. Oh, Barrage Hero, what's up? Are you Thomas? I think Barrage Hero might be Thomas, or might be a good friend of Thomas's if you are saying that I'm correct. I'm hoping that I'm correct. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got this reel. So again, look at this sweet thing I have on the side of the screen here, by the way, Matt. You see it? It's this guy? I'll flash it for you. Oh, there we go. See it? It's right there. Pretty killer. So again, we're talking about presentation, material selection, content quality, and distinction. Oh, hey Dash, what's going on? Oh, bad news. I'm sorry to hear that. It's rough. But I'm glad you're here now to enjoy the sounds now, I guess, yeah. That's the silver lining right there, isn't it? Website, killer, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, WW. Only two? Let's put a third in there, how about that? Here we go, awesome, thank you very much. I have the reel there, but, so yeah, typically we look at the site kind of in terms of what you would submit in a resume, or you know, you're trying to get some gig, right? So you'd probably put your site on there more so than you'd put a standalone reel. But I appreciate why you gave me a reel, so that's fine. I'll look at kind of both in terms of this like stream segment, but in general, if you have a site, here it is. So we'll look at the site here. So right away, it's a lot of text. It's a whole lot of text. Facebook feed. Okay. And some music. Check out latest game music here. So Matt just said right here. I'll highlight it. I think you can probably see this in the stream, right? There it is. Best stuff first. Shipped games first. Jump right to it. So if this is your reel for game audio, it should be really near the top of the very first thing you see on your website. If it's indeed what you want people to glean from a visit to your site, that you want to work in game audio, and this is kind of your pitch. So if we look at contact first, easy enough, just a little stream here. This is crazy. it's freaking me out, man. Okay, into work samples. Sound design demo reel. Is it the same one? It might be. Let's find out. YouTube. It is not the same one. So is this new entirely? The ball game trailer. Oh, was that you? I know this game. Or did you... Let's find out. All rights to visual materials displayed in this video belong to Teal Studios and Tripwire Interactive. Demonstrative purposes. Okay, so you didn't work on it. I feel like I know who did the ball. I don't recall. So anyways, let's look at this one first for these purposes. I don't see this on your site so far, but we'll have a look in a second. So here we go. I'll play this right now, and we have everything turned up. Yeah, Matt, you missed it, but I played the first reel at like 5% volume by accident. So apologies. We should be good this time. Here we go. Okay. I'd be skipping by now, by the way. Okay, keep going. Whew. Okay, cool. Oh, damn it. Snowflake pianist. No. It's probably awesome, but let's go back. Okay, so first off, thank you. Some clappers in the chat, please, if you could. Okay, so again, we're looking at, I don't know if you were here earlier, Thomas, but again, thank you very much for being here at all. That's awesome, and I really appreciate that. You taking the time to both submit and to be here for it. I know some people can't handle the, they get a little bit nervous about the whole being critiqued in front of a crowd and such. So props to you. So we're looking at, again, presentation, material selection, content quality, and distinction. We're not going to rate you on those, but we'll just simply talk about each one, okay? So presentation, this is an issue right away. If you were here earlier for Javier's, you heard us saying that 1 minute is generally the the go-to length. Once you get past 1 minute, you're really you're not giving any more new information unless you have unless you're Deanon and you have a laundry list of like 1,000 games, then maybe, but he doesn't even need a reel. He's good to go. Like we were saying with Javier's too, he had a 3-minute trailer with the same content.
Friendship drive activated.
Friendship drive activated. What's up, Surprazier? Surprazier? Thanks for hanging out. What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it was a 1-minute reel with all the same stuff, just cut down, and it was perfect. I didn't feel the need to skip anything. I got everything I needed to know in a minute. You're good to go. You need to realize 2 minutes might not seem like a big difference, but 1 minute is kind of the sweet spot in terms of finding or having enough time for somebody who has a busy day to just glance and be like, okay, I'm okay with 1 minute. You know, I'm okay with this. And I definitely would have skipped through. You don't need to show the whole ball trailer. The fact that you have the trailer elsewhere on your site, and again, this is not your site as far as I can tell, but I'll check again. If this is on your front page, and I'm like, wow, the ball trailer was sweet, I want to see the whole thing, then I can go find the whole thing. You know, it's not like you're making it hard on us, but showing kind of right to the end is not really relevant. And if you want to show the end, then just start later. That's fine too. But you don't need to show, like, for example, that monster screech at the end and stuff is completely irrelevant to your entire reel. So we've got about 37 seconds for the first segment, which is like over half what it should be. Now, like Matt's saying, feel 5 seconds is borderline too long for the header. Yeah, so we'll go right now. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's probably too long. And then the end is even longer. It's kind of crazy. Here we go. So it's 2:13. So 12 seconds at the end. Yeah, it's definitely too long. It's not relevant at all. Hello from Slovakia. What's up? Yeah, we're looking at demo reels of sound designers and talking about if they're hireable. And if they aren't, then we're telling them why. So, presentation-wise, the flow is, like, again, too long. You probably could put something like... We'll see this again. So let's just go through and see what's happening. And I'll turn on my side chain as well. So the ball trailer, so right now, this doesn't tell me anything. So the ball trailer is... This implies that you did the trailer for the ball. So you're here, you can tell me if you did or not. I feel like you probably didn't, but this definitely implies that you did. So let me know if you did or didn't, okay? We'll keep going here. This is too long, but we're talking about presentation only right now. We'll talk about material and everything in a second. So I'll skip ahead to this bit. Roar. Okay, so right away, I did not, he says. So, yeah, Thomas, this is good. Redesigned, that tells me that you didn't work on Mortal Kombat X, which I can safely assume anyways. But regardless, it's really important that you kind of have that self-awareness and make sure that no one's going to make the wrong assumption. Because worst case scenario, you're plagiarizing, and then people can just assume that you're just like aiming to deceive, which of course you're not, but just it needs to be here just as redesigned. That's fine. As far as like, I try not to focus on like graphic design and visual presentation too much, but like this is kind of just whatever. The title and the redesign is just sort of, it's very functional and there's nothing really special about it, so it doesn't stand out. So it's not hurting you to have it just like this, but it's not helping you at all. I might want to make it a bit nicer to look at. It does fade in. I like that. It doesn't snap in and out. So we'll skip forward some more. So wise implementation, like of what, I guess, is my question. I didn't know what I was looking at or hearing at first. I do like that it's here at all. That's cool. But given that you had the name of like the ball and trailer, oh, that's something else too, actually, as far as consistency goes. The ball is in quotes and Mortal Kombat X is not in quotes. And I like consistency a lot. You know? Carrying on. Wise implementation of what? Same thoughts. Yes, Matt had the same thoughts. So it's like good to have it, certainly, but I don't know what this is. Is this like a game that you did? Or like some like Zombunny Horrors Wise? So I assume it's the next thing, that it's this. And this is level 1, roguelike trial. I mean, these look like Zombunnies, I guess, yeah? I don't know what this is. And so like Matt says, consistency shows attention to detail. I actually noticed that these fonts were different colors the first time through. Like, you're not going to get everyone as neurotic as I am, of course, but you like this kind of salmon and into this red. Like, it's totally not a big deal, but having, like, just all those details in place is just going to make it flow that much better and have it'd just be a better presented in general, right? As soon as you have really tight details across all the elements of your reel, then people can safely assume that attention to detail will extend into the work you're doing for their project, and they may not like actively address or acknowledge that's why, but they'll certainly. It may just be a feeling they get, and they may just feel more comfortable with the idea, given it's a slick ass trailer, So, hey Ali, what's going on? Look and listen. Let's carry on. So you took one of Unity's tutorial projects and redid all the sound for it. Okay, that's cool. So what I'd probably do is not show this first, because this, I don't know what I'm looking at yet. If you want to show this at all, I'd probably show the game first. Like say something like Unity tutorial redesign. And then after this part where you're showing the in-game stuff, then say, oh, by the way, so what you just saw, this is how it worked. And now we have context. We have a foundation to draw from, because like Matt said, wise implementation of what? I had no idea what this was the first time around. Like play gunshot, play game over, play monster death, monster grunts, player grunts. Yeah, it's really important to have context too. So I'd probably show this first and then go into this after the fact. And then if we go to the very end, game over, great. And then this is too long, like we said. Matt did mention as well, I didn't say it, but he said these screens can be paused to pull the info off of. That's absolutely correct. So don't feel like you need to have it up long enough so someone can like run and grab a pen and write it down, you know? How would you display Y's chops effectively? Impressively? How do you mean? In terms of like how do you show this? What you showed is fine. Like I like what you showed here. We'll talk about material and content quality in a second, but what you showed was fine. It's just a matter of just ordering it, because I just didn't know what I was looking at. Because once you have a feel for what's happening in game, then you can look at a Wise project and what's happening in Wise and say, oh, okay, I see. This is like, I see this corresponds to the player. This corresponds to those things that we're attacking, etc., etc. That's fine. But without that, this is just a bunch of words and a UI. That's all you have. So let's go ahead and carry on into material selection. Yeah. So we've got first thing, like we said, it's cool to have a redesign for a trailer. That's fine, but make sure it's very clearly redesigned. And the ball is kind of cool. This is cool too, because this is not a trailer you see very often. It's a good trailer, and having this and not like, oh, it's Assassin's Creed again, or oh, it's the Need for Speed Shift again, or oh, it's Overwatch again. I was definitely more interested in this because I don't know the trailer very well. That's all. That's just very, very clear. And it's not Blizzard exactly. Blizzard has done so much. I've done a Blizzard trailer. You know, it happens all the time. So let's go past this into Mortal Kombat redesigned. It's pretty bold, pretty cool, and again, something gameplay. It's not just a trailer, it's now gameplay. Pretty rad. I purposefully avoided Blizzard. Fantastic. I am thrilled to hear that. Thrilled. This is cool too. It's an interesting choice for a gameplay redesign, because it's got this great mix of kind of in-game sound and these little kind of cutscene-y elements too. So it's kind of like doing a redesign for a trailer, but it's like interspersed. You know, it's cool. I like this. I've never seen someone redesign Mortal Kombat before. And into this thing, again, awesome that you're doing this at all. The fact that you downloaded a tutorial and redesigned everything and showed that you did that is awesome. Really, really good. Just the swap thing, you know? And that's pretty much it for material selection. So as far as content quality, okay, now we can talk about some more kind of brass tacks here. We'll jump right in. So Matt said, no music, please. Now this is kind of a point of contention, or it can be tricky, because you, and I understand this, you want to show what you can bring to a project, and of course that is both sound and music. I'm curious if you have a preference of the two, or if you want to be kind of a jack of all trades and be able to handle both. Someone like Jeff Van Dyke, who we here at Power Up absolutely love. That guy's amazing. He did Assault Android Cactus, did music and sound, and the sound is great and the music's great. He was audio director on Alien Isolation as well, and killed that one too. He's been on a lot of projects and they all sound fantastic. If you are doing sound and music, it's tricky, because right away we start wondering if things are hiding behind music, because the music is definitely mixed louder than everything else in this trailer, or in this reel. It's even the Wise bit when you're showing the music kind of up and down. You weren't showing sound design changing dynamically. You were showing music changing dynamically, as far as I could tell. And in this stuff, there was these like huge musical cues, and in the trailer, it's like bum 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 bum. The fact that you showed the ball at the end. You know, so it's definitely a lot of music, and it's not even saying that there are things hiding behind the music, but you just don't know. And if I want to hire you to do sound design on something, and I want to be able to be sure that if it's sound only for a given section, that it's going to be sweet. I don't know that from this trailer, or from this reel. I know that you rock kind of both all at once, and that it sounds pretty good, and that's kind of what you want to show. That's fine, but you've got music on your front page of your website. I'm curious if you have like a sound design only reel. We'll get to that in a second. But with this, so we can talk about what we're hearing for sound wise first. I don't talk about music too much, because we're not doing a music review. You know, we're doing a real review. So right away, I feel like I should hear a lot more of what's right in the middle, but right away the music's like, music! That's okay if it's a music reel. It'd be great for music reel. If it was only music, it'd be like very good for showing that you're hitting all the important parts and that you can land on, you know, cues and hopefully leave space for important moments to breathe or not. It's really helpful in that respect. But for sound, look at these guys. There's so many. I don't hear any of the movement. I hear some, and that's fine, but there's not very much of it. And then when the ball smashes through, listen to the ball. Did you hear it? It was there, but it's real quiet. Like, it's really, really quiet. This thing is huge. I mean, it's like the whole game is about a comically large ball. So having a very large ball rolling in a trailer that says the ball is pretty important. And as well, like all the debris of the little characters afterwards. Don't hear any of it. The shot sounds sweet. Sounds really good. Good job on that one. Sound only real. What's up? Is this going to be the same thing, but... Is it the same thing? Or it's different stuff? Yo, Mortal Kombat, though. Yo, why don't you give me this then, man? This is cool. Okay, so let's... Well, I want to focus on this one, though, for the time being, because I have this one, and it's what you submitted. So... Here is, or this one now? There it is. So this guy here, the gun sounds sweet, and like Matt says, as always, size and weight needs work. You need some more balls in that ball. Gun sounds cool, but like, there's all these enemies. That gets into the positional thing I was talking about with Javier's. It sounds kind of like it's coming from him. We don't hear any of this though. You don't hear any of that. The roar is very all around you, but not much in front of you, so make sure that you have a mono source, or at least a centered source, to, you know, back up and support the fact that we have a perspective, like a fly-on-the-wall camera view into this world, right? And I heard the same thing later on, too. Yeah, like that huge monster didn't feel very threatening. It's like rah rah. I see you, Derek. Yeah, music is dominating big time. Big time. Here's the thing. So, I don't know, I'm not positive about this, but I feel like this musical thing that started before this is gonna happen. So that there is lead-in, and the thing about video games is you can't do that very often. You can't know that something's gonna happen in a bit, you know? It's like, it's for example, I had I worked with a guy a long time ago that did some bullet impact sounds, and all the bullet impacts sounded like, but you don't know that's going to happen because the bullet's going to hit any surface. So I have no idea when it's going to hit something. The game can react to it, but it can't know ahead of time, right? In most cases. So something like that I heard it right away, and I was like, and so doing that kind of thing, it's a bit dangerous because it extends and tells me that you might not understand how this works. Like how games work and how games must be implemented, you know? I mean, I might be wrong that it starts earlier, but I'm pretty sure it starts later than it did. So this gets into the positional thing as well here, because we've got like and again, this is the game is like ridiculous in terms of how stylized and overwhelming and over the top everything is. So things probably should be stereo and hilarious. That's true, but you still need to make sure it's centered in the middle. A lot of it is, but there's some things like I think the ice stood out to me as one part. Here, let's hear this. Yeah, the reverb sounds like I'm in kind of like a cave or something, but the and like fading away, but it's the same perspective to the entire thing. Even though there's two camera changes, it's still like it's up the middle. Those sounds are definitely there. This is about the Ball trailer. They are down in the mix though. For a sound gig, would you prefer less music or nix the music altogether? Kill the music, like Matt says. Kill it. I don't care. I can't tell they're there a lot of the time, so they may as well not be there at all. That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Needs more ambience and world building. Combat's on the weak side. Yes, it's okay, but it's not great. Yeah, perspective is there's a lot of lack of attention to perspective, a lot. And with all these camera changes, for example, when you get real close, you can assume that things should sound louder and like stronger and beefier, bassier, and they don't. So here's like the slam here, this tree branch thing. There's some bass there. So that debris, listen to the debris from the ice. So again, the camera changes. There's no change of perspective though. So it feels a bit weird. Like Matt says, I've heard a lot worse for fighting games, but it can be pumped up even more, yeah. And you can put more attention. Given that you're redesigning a gameplay segment, you could probably, well, I mean, it's emulated gameplay, right? You could probably do something like put more attention into positioning things, like left and right, you know? So like here, for example, that everything's centered. So we've got this and this side, and this and this side. But if you're here watching it, you wouldn't hear everything right in the middle. You'd hear this and this. Yeah, more ambience world building. I don't hear the place they're in. Sound of the forest. Maybe it's wind. Maybe it's something else. Yeah, it's agree. There's a bit of kind of like the tree shaking and stuff. That's cool, but it's not much of anything going on. We'll skip forward some more now. This was crazy and pretty exhausting. But forever. Like this would be a bold freaking choice in the game, man, to have very loud music that is just high sustained strings for the whole thing. Like even if you're low health. Like that I was like by the end of this segment it was a lot to handle. It's cool that you're showing how it changes over time, but in terms of the content, again, I don't want to talk about music again too much, but that was what I thought right away with this thing. And given that there is sound, I mean, listen to the mix between the sound and the music. There's like music. Like, are there gunshots there? I think there are. Yeah, it's like it's really music, man. Holy, is it music? And in the end, of course, just cut it shorter. So distinction. The implementation thing is nice. That's cool. Seeing it working, that's awesome. That's good. It stands out a bit. It's not too crazy distinct though. I mean, there's a lot of reels that do that these days, and it's kind of like you got to do that in order to be noticed at all. If it was only redesigns, then it's got to be really freaking good redesign to be noticed. So that's that. I'm going to drop off this here really fast. I want to finish up as fast as I can. I want to jump into Fmod and Viking Squad if we can. But I'll jump into, so work samples, sound design, and music and sound design. This is the one that we just saw, right? Oh, this is only the trailer. Man, how many do you have? Okay, this is the trailer only, I guess. And then, so what was the one I was looking at? Is that brand new or something? Is that why it's not on the site? It's very possible. Sound design demo reel, so sound only. Cool. I'm gonna skip through this. This is awesome. Look at that. Great. Probably too long, but great. Angela, you can tweet at Power Up Audio, and we'll do it there. I think we have a slot next week open still. This is pretty strong. It's like not amazing, but it's pretty strong. Nice. Yeah, you can just everything be pumped up way more. That snap, like this is better. This opening is better than the Mortal Kombat for sure. It surprised me actually it was that good, given that your Mortal Kombat stuff was kind of at level of this. This is definitely higher. So listen to, for example, the branch snap. You hear it? So where's it coming from? Close your eyes. Thomas? So if you listen to things that, independent of what you're seeing, they're kind of happening wherever. That's what I was saying about kind of positioning things a lot more. Making what's changed. Yeah. It's like over here kind of, and it's over here also. It's kind of all around you, but right in front of you, it's like, you know, just it's like a ice, you know, break like. So it's, again, you can stylize stuff and make it big, but it should at least be also right in front of you mainly. It should be right here, and then also maybe around you if you want to stylize it a bit. That's okay. You can make that choice, but in general, it should be definitely where you see it. And that's a small or large problem throughout this entire thing as far as perspective goes. You can dial it in a lot more. Oh, what's up? I know this game. It's friggin' Jelly Splash. And again, yo, did you do Jelly Splash? Because I don't see anything here. There's no redesign or anything. And the thing is, I know what this game sounds like. And I also know you didn't do it, but... Whoa. Yeah, it's like all the same notes apply to all these shots, man. As far as positioning, as far as power, as far as more things around you, as far as make it shorter, it's the same thing. So you can apply all the same notes that we gave you for the previous one to this one as well. But this is definitely a good thing to have. Page-wise, just to wrap things up, I think that having your about page, or sorry, your about page is your front page. I think that's a bold choice, because people won't care about you until that your stuff is good. Just to be perfectly blunt, they won't care about any of this until they have a reason to. And it's not because they're mean; it's because people are busy. That's all. That's it. So if they watch your 1 minute reel and it's freaking awesome, they'll be like, "Who is this guy?" And then they'll learn that you are a composer and sound designer based in Atlanta, Georgia. You know. So this should not be your front page. Cool. Like Matt says, shove that reel in his face. Just shove it in there, and then we'll start learning. After that point, work samples. Oh, put this in your front page, man. Done. And again, work samples. Work tells me you worked on it. Ugh. Scares me. I think samples is probably fine. Just be really clear. Be very, very clear about what you've worked on, what you have not worked on, okay? So that's about it. I think that's enough for this guy. Thank you very much, Thomas, for your submission, man. Let me know, and this goes for Javier as well if you're still here. Let me know if you have any questions or clarifications on anything that you'd like to be cleared up. And I'm usually happy to kind of follow up and let you know if things have improved, or if there's any more concerns you should deal with, or if you think that I'm about to lunch and all this stuff, then feel free to not listen to the thing I've said. That's fine too. But these are my 2 cents, and those are Matt's too. So thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm gonna jump right into freaking Fmod, yo, and also put this